Ya lo de transmisión, se ha iniciado la transmisión. Me repite mensajes, qué cabrón. ¿What? Edith Finch. ¿Esto qué es? ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Vale, abro el libro. ¿Cómo abro el libro? Ahí está.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
No me ha dado tiempo a leer lo otro.
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
A ver, un momentito, que no sé cómo... Uf. Opciones. Cámara normal, retícula. No, efectos de sonido. ¿Y está? Eh. Pues vaya. ¿Y cómo se corre aquí? Ahí puedo hacer zoom, pero ya está. Uf, se ve regulero, ¿eh? Vale, he puesto el menú otra vez.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Yo, eso es una casa, sí parece... ¿Cómo se mantiene eso en pie? Se ve horrible, tío. Se ve todo súper borroso.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Ah.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
De Finches. A ver, tengo este camino para aquí y voy a ir por aquí, por supuesto. Vale, no me puedo meter por el río, tío. No me puedo meter por el río. Me quiero meter por el puto río. Me voy a dar un poco de brillo. Sigue viéndose oscuro.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Bueno, muy bonito. Uf, de verdad que... ¿Se ve todo como borroso o a impresión mía? Y me falta un botón de correr. Ay.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
Una canasta. ¿Qué coño es eso?
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Casa rara, colega.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
¿Tenías miedo de una casa, tía? ¿Por qué tenía esta casa? ¿Eh? Muchas sillas de plástico. Eso es lo que tiene esta casa. ¿En serio me acabo de colar por ahí?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
Muy limpio está todo, ¿eh? Para llevar tanto tiempo. ¿Dónde están los fusibles para darle a la luz?
For the first time in years,
Estuve
I
cortando
felt
la
like I was
narrativa.
home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Menos más que pillo un poquillo en inglés
Nothing
hoy.
in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth.
Joder con la casa llena de libros, ¿eh? ¿Leyeron todo esto?
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but She never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Oh,
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
¿y esta puerta? Tía, vivía en una casa rara del copón, ¿eh? Bueno, al menos tenían tele. Dios santo, la panza de libros. Si es que hay libros sosteniendo la tele.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Pero bueno.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Vale, todo esto ya lo he visto. Pues me toca subir arriba. Que no sé por qué no entró por la puerta principal. Porque yo qué sé.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Las latrillas. Que me guían a dónde ir, ¿no?
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
No va a ser de eso. Ah, pues sí.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Pero voy a seguir explorando. Sí, es más feo.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Hmm. Está un baño, tío. ¿Vivía en un baño Gregory? ¿Qué cojones?
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Tío, qué casa más rara. De verdad. ¿Cuál era tu habitación?
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Imagino que la que queda abierta.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Guardando. Está en la
I grew
habitación
up
de
looking
Molly.
at Molly's room through the peephole.
Pero pusieron las mirillas al revés. Qué cosa más rara.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Ahora soy la niña.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back. I kept eating and eating.
Qué asco.
I ate a lot of things that night.
¿Esta niña se va a morir?
My Halloween candy was all gone. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Coño, pues hay que tener hambre, ¿eh?
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Pero bueno.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
¿Qué cojones?
Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Vale, pues tú me dirás que...
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. juicy seeds. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. I grabbed on tight, but I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
¿Qué coño soy ahora? ¿Un calamar?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Qué cosa más rara.
I got closer and closer.
¿Es su habitación? Se va a comer a sí misma. ¿Qué te ha hecho?
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
estoy quedando sin batería en el
This would
mando.
be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
¿Qué juego más rarito?
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
Chao, aquí también hay libros en toda la puta casa, ¿eh?
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Ay, coño, el baño
The
este.
only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Limpiar esto tenía que ser un dolor de cabeza.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Pero bueno. Lo de esta casa no es normal, ¿eh?
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Fuerte, Calvin. Quiero saltar.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him.
Hostia, en serio,
The
esta
passages
casa...
were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Esta casa es la polla. Vale, la habitación de Bárbara. Ya salió por donde los vino.
Growing up,
I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edith saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Vale, ya sé cómo conseguir la llave del sótano.
She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
¿Estoy jugando en un cómic? ¿Qué puta mierda es esto?
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
¿Qué locura de juego es este, tío?
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
La casa de los libros, colega. Laberintos. Lanza el shading guapo, lo han metido, ¿no? Walter.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Hostia.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Night, she played her part beautifully. Molly hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Me ha dicho que la voz de la dobladora es perfecta. En un idioma, no sé qué idioma es.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. They took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Sí, qué malo.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Pero eso pasó de verdad, tío. No puede ser.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Vale, quiero ver otra cosa.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Aquí había algo para ver.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Me he roto el pie. Balancearse en un juego es complicado, ¿eh? Que estoy intentando balancearme en el juego, pero es complicado.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
No sé, es un juego muy raro. Me estoy mareando. ¿Qué ponía ahí?
At
Ah,
Barbara's
vale.
funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Verás tú, el niño va a salir volando para allá y se va a matar.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Se va a
I think he'd
matar.
already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
¡Wow! ¿Qué?
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
La madre que parió el demonio.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Seguro que me dejó más cosillas por ahí de la historia de esta
After the
peña.
funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
que por aquí ya subió antes y no había nada guays.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
He venido por aquí a ver si encuentro alguna otra cosilla. Cargando. Qué gente más loca había en esta familia,
It's
por Dios.
funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Porque no sabías lo que buscar.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. The room was like a museum.
Y otra historia.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Yep.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his
Salió
house,
volando.
hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
¿Se llevó la casa? ¿Qué
Odin's
zumba?
daughter Edith, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Me queda un puñado de peña todavía por descubrir la historia, ¿eh?
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Vale, por ahí he venido antes. Que sé por la ventana. Sí, creo que todo esto ya lo he visto, ¿no? No, esto no.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
I wonder if that comic was right about there being a key inside the music box near the basement.
Pues claro que sí, pero estoy mirando cosas. Espérate, mujer. Y allí no hay nada para coger. Me extraña. Pero bueno.
Maybe I should go check out that music box down by the basement.
Voy. Espérate. cargando. Ralentización.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Ya. Vacuna del tétano.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
No es un cojón, ¿eh?
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
¿Qué es esto?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Ala, pues si tenía un
If
puto
there's a
búnker.
pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Tenía un puto búnker aquí abajo. Walter.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
¿Verdad que la forma de comerse el melocotón?
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Pero bueno, que hay libros en toda la puta casa.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara. And Molly. And Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Pero bueno.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
¿Qué hora es?
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
¿Qué hora es? No voy a durar mucho más.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Hombre, zumbaillo estabais. Porque anda que lo atropellaron por mirar al sol, la madre que lo parió. ¿Y qué cojones lo atropelló si no hay vía del tren? ¿Por qué hay sillas colgadas de un árbol?
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
¿A quién le habla?
And the history you're a part of.
¿Qué es eso ahí? ¿Podré llegar o no, verdad? No, no puedo entrar en el agua.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
¿Para dónde tengo que ir? Para arriba, ¿no? Pero vamos a ver si aquí hay algo. Pues mismo hay algo chuli. Aunque no tiene pinta. Qué bonito. Venga, que tú puedas subir la escalera.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Pero locura, vaya casa. ¿Cómo han construido esa casa? No veo un cojón.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Hostia.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but
the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Vale, ¿qué tengo que hacer aquí? Si no sé un carajo. No sé qué tengo que hacer. Ah, que tiene zoom, vale.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Pero, ¿cómo ha acabado la casa ahí encallada, tío? Vale, pues muy bonito.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Dios santo, pues no
Her
tiene
dad had
muerto
been
esta
pretty
gente.
strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
¡Qué jueguecito más raro!
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing,
I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
¡Ah, que está preñada! ¡Ah, que está preñada! No me había dado cuenta. Tampoco creo que se me lo había mucho para abajo. ¿No vas a subir por ahí? Ah, mira, hay una escalera ahí.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Bueno, pues lo voy a dejar ya. El juego raro este. Madre parió el demonio.